G'day everybody and welcome back to my channel, Viking Gamer. And in today's adventure we're jumping back into Star Trek Online to carry on with the Romulan playthrough which I've been doing. Just finished my holiday on Risa, and as you can see we've picked up a new little friend. I'm now at Commander rank, so I believe at the next level, when we're currently level 33, at 34 I believe we'll be getting some new abilities, so this should take us over the edge. Anyhow, from memory, Tovon's ex-girlfriend passed on some Tal Shiar files to us to check out, and I've got to go to my ship's bridge in order to do so. Hopefully this adventure isn't going to involve as much reading as I think it is. And we'll just call this up at the side, just in case there's more to it than I believe. Hail.
Have you looked at those files yet? Have you looked at those files yet?
Okay, so I've got to go to my ship's bridge. Just trying to remember how to do that. Visit Starship Bridge. Beam to Starship Bridge. Okay, and here we are on the bridge of my ship. Okay, there's Tovon. Looking after things. Virel. Voronk. Razor. Don't remember hiring you. Oh, yep. So what do we got over here? Oh, we can do duty officer tasks here as well. Okay. Through here. Yep, here's my ready room. Model of the old ship. Painting that we found. Ooh, fish tank. With no fish. The account. I can access my account bank here, which is good. It's jumping all over the place. Can I interact with the chair? No. Access library files. Okay, here we go. Okay. Please input inquiry. Decipher Tal Shiar files. Charva. Free files uploaded. Intelligence file. Names of various people. Open file. Chetok intelligence file. Okay. Chetok intelligence file uploaded. Datan has a personal relationship with Lotrex, the leader of a colony in the Chetok system. They worked together on a Romulan mining colony. The weapons present at the colony were the property of the terrorist militia helping Datan and his followers break away from the legitimate government of the Romulan Star Empire. These weapons were stored by Lotrex at Datan's personal request. On stardate 86105.6 and stardate 86118.5, Datan contacted Starfleet intelligence. These communications dealt with targeting Romulan Star Empire and Federation colonies for terrorist acts. Check statement against ship's library. Okay. Check intelligence database. Check Romulan Mining Corporation. Datan and Lotrex were the leader of a colony in the Chetok system, working together on a Romulan mining colony. There is no record of Daton and Doltrex having worked together at a Romulan mining colony. Check the mining cipher of workers. Okay, those names are different. Okay, those dates are a bit different. Okay, recorded offensives. Okay. Riemann Mining Cooperative Workers Records. Name Roltrex. Details present. The star date 71606.2. Next one 74910.3. Status conscripted labourer. Okay, those are the dates he was present there. Recorded offences, 3 counts of possessing contraband with intent to distribute, 5 instances of violence against other workers, disciplinary matters, yada yada yada. Name Daton. No record exists of a worker of this name. So, no evidence there that Daton was present. Riemann Mining Corporation roster of management. Neither of them were managers. Mining cooperative logs. Riemann Mining Cooperative visitor records. Name Lotrex. No records exist. Daton details present between 73511.6 and 73517.6. Status temporary visitor. Visited various locations, yada yada yada. Change wording of the original Tal Shiar file. Daton and Lotrex, leader of the colony in the worked together on Riemann mining colony. The facts in the library computer are not in line with such in this situation. Visited. There's no record of Daton Lotrex having visited at a Romulan mining colony. This is basically just sorting through things until you find matches. Okay, 3 files uploaded. Okay, Veronet's intelligence logs. It's just a lot of cross-checking, so I'm pretty much just going to click through this. And pause and read some of this if you wish. But pretty much okay, so these sections have been corrected. Crime prevention. Consult mission logs. Unfortunately, I can't increase the size of this, so I'm not reading through all of that. As it is, I'm having to lean forward to look at the screen to read this. File updated. So basically we've deciphered the files that we were given, and now we're just cross-referencing them with our ship's logs and libraries to see if they're true. Consult mission logs. Aha, found a match. Okay. Return to file selection. Okay. Variant intelligence file uploaded. Deton smuggled a large number of crates into Verenti by rerouting them through unmonitored systems. The crates were determined to be carrying weapons meant to be used by the inhabitants of Veronant. Deton's terrorist organizations, the Romulan Republic. Deton's terrorist organization, the Romulan Republic, assisted with construction of Veronat's colony. During construction, this organization concealed hidden compartments and rooms into many of the colony's structures to facilitate smuggling and illegal weapons sales. Inside the repair facility there was machinery linked to biological weapons manufacture. The Ton and the Romulan Republic have also allocated significant restructures to accommodate intelligence on the Federation. Most of this information is related to Federation colony locations and defenses. Okay. Check statement against ship's library. The crates were determined to be carrying ship parts. Okay, that bit's been changed. Biological weapons manufacture. Review supply information. Check Verest community log. Change wording. Change biological weapons to waste producing. Waste producing doesn't fit either. Water reclamation fits. Okay. Colony locations. Okay, change to health and well-being. Okay, health and well-being doesn't fit. Okay, finances doesn't fit. Colony locations. Political composition. Haha. Political climate. Okay. These crates were determined to be carrying ship parts, not weapons. Inspections of facilities. There was machinery linked to water reclamation. Most of this is regarded to Federation political climate. Basically just hitting V's until they fit. Okay, I think that's all complete. Tal Shiar has spotted has stopped a raid against one of its facilities in the recursion system. Okay, I can't remember what that was originally. Okay, consult bridge officer.
Captain, we're getting two different stories here. One from Charva, and one from these documents. Analysis of the files shows that either Charva is trying deliberately to mislead us, or that she's being misled herself. Since she seems to firmly believe what she's telling us, I'm not completely comfortable disregarding her information out of hand. I recommend that we speak to Commander Tal Shiar on Drozana Station. She has contacts in the intelligence community that we don't. She should be able to either confirm or deny our findings.
Okay. Okay, just have another little look at my office before we leave. That, I believe, is the helmet that we found amongst all the rubble. Must be a symbol on the side of it. But yeah, the helmet of the old veteran, two paintings that we found, and my tank of absent fish. And this, I believe, leads into the rest of the ship, which we'll investigate another time. So I believe we leave the bridge, the ship's interior. Notifications, multiplayer. It's right, it's down here. Leave ship's interior. So, by the sounds of it, we've now got to go to Drozana Station. Okay, luckily I do know where that is, so off we go. Excuse me. Drozana Station used to be owned by the Federation. Very, very long time ago. It's very run down and now owned by a bunch of Ferengi, basically using it as like I think sort of like a space hotel and bar. There's a Darbo table there from memory as well. I was about to say this is going to take a little while, but we're almost halfway there already. once we've finished this mission, we'll probably end up leveling again. So it'll be 34. I've been doing little tasks behind the scenes, continuing to level, but making sure I don't advance the storyline. And any major leveling events. It's like, for example, I'm a commander at the moment, but if I go above commander level, I'll make sure you guys are on board when that happens. So at the next level I'll be getting a ground ability, security intel, orbital strike. I'll be getting the ability orbital strike, which I've been kind of looking forward to because that's kind of fun. An ability that engineers have where you get to call in orbital strike from your ship. Which you can even use indoors for somehow. Going to have to change that to 3D soon. And here we are, Drozana Station. Drozana Station is an old Federation deep space station located in the midst of the Federation-Klingon neutral zone. Over a century of warfare has taken its toll on the station, which has changed hands many times. It is currently a dilapidated trading hub managed by Ferengi. Go to Drozana Station. There'll be a lot of other players here as well.
Welcome to Drozana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
Dock at station. Okay, and here we are at Drozana. See if I can find our informant. Yeah, and here's the Dabo table with our hollow version of Lita. Talk to Commander Tamara.
Was there something you needed?
Can I get your opinion on some Tal Shiar files?
Tal Shiar files? I'm sure there's a good story behind how you came into possession of these. Let's see what you have.
Here are the files. What do you think?
What sort of information do you need? Personally, I'd regard anything given to you by a Tal Shiar operative with suspicion. They are masters of misinformation and misdirection.
Just checking to see if any of that's coming up in here. No. I need a fact check on these documents. Some of the information in them doesn't seem to line up.
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Share the checkout installation file.
I've seen some interesting works of fiction, but nothing that compares to this. Deton and Lortrix working together? On a Riemann mining colony? I don't think so. Can you see Deton in a dilithium mine? And Lortrix was storing weapons for Deton? Why? There have to be better places we can stash supplies than in an enemy colony. And this section about Deton working with Starfleet to target colonies for terrorist attacks is ridiculous. Neither Deton or the Federation would do such a thing. I'm detecting that sections of the file have been altered. That's probably why it reads like a bad spy story.
Try and get us both in shot. Okay. It didn't make much sense to me either.
According to my records, Deton was in contact with Starfleet, but he was talking to them about which colonies needed agricultural aid. And there were weapons on Chaltok, as you well know. But not only were they making weapons for the Hirogen, they were targeting Romulan militia targets, including the flotilla. Now, I didn't realize that Lortrix and Deton knew each other, but apparently they do. They interacted once during negotiations during a workers' strike at a Riemann mining facility. It's funny how people from such different worlds and outlooks can interact.
Can you cross-reference this file with your intelligence data to gain some context?
Deton was talking to the Federation about colonies near our borders, but it wasn't to target them for attack. It was to discern which ones had the greatest need for agricultural assistance. A lot of the newer colonies are having a rough time trying to establish themselves. Deton believes that the more prosperous colonies have a responsibility to help support others. That's why he was talking to the Federation. He was asking if they would be willing to assist as well. Unfortunately, once the rumor of terrorist attacks entered the mix, the Federation Council broke off aid talks. And I'm not surprised that Lortrix was aiming weapons at our targets, although I don't think he was doing so at the request of the Hirogen. The Tal Shiar has a way of getting into everything, and we know that they were monitoring that colony. A Tal Shiar operative could have manipulated Lortrix into aiming some of the weapons at Romulan Republic targets. If they were fired, then we'd lose big, and a neutral colony would be blamed for the attack. Also, I think it was a coincidence that Deton and Lortrix were acquainted. Lortrix once worked for the Riemann Mining Cooperative, but he wasn't exactly a model employee. In fact, he was one of the leaders of a strike that turned violent. The Riemanns brought in a group of negotiators to help end the crisis. Deton was one of the people they invited. He helped negotiate a settlement, and Lortrix was one of the representatives of the workers during those negotiations. I doubt they've ever spoken to one another again once the strike ended.
What do you make of all these changes?
I think the Tal Shiar are conducting quite an effective smear campaign against Deton and our movement. It's our responsibility to see through their deceptions.
Can I show you another file?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Can I sit down? Can my character sit down? No. But I can move to where it's a more natural looking position for us talking together. Share the Veronat intelligence file, and of course this is concerning our original home colony, so yeah, this one's important.
I'm detecting several abnormalities in this file. It looks like portions of it have been altered. We should corroborate these reports in order to determine which facts are actually true and which are Tal Shiar fabrications. Here's what we know and can confirm from our files. Deton did smuggle crates to Veronat before the attack on your colony, but they were carrying ship parts, not weapons. And he did more to help the colony without drawing excess attention. It was our group that helped your people get the water reclamation equipment they needed to support a healthy population. And yes, we spent a great deal of time and money gathering information about both the Federation and the Klingon Empire. But we're not planning an attack. Why would we? Instead, we're gathering all the intel we can about the political climates of both factions.
Can you cross-reference this with our intelligence to provide context?
Deton has been working with colony leaders for years, including the Maori and others at Veronat. However, since the Empress and the Tal Shiar often retaliate against people who are friendly to our movement, in the past, we've tried to keep those contacts as quiet as possible. Your colony had some talented engineers who were willing to help flotilla ships. Deton provided crates full of ship parts, smuggled from other friendly settlements. Your engineers repaired Allied ships who needed help. But Deton is a man of peace. I can't ever see him wanting to smuggle weapons, especially not to a civilian site.
Continue.
Of course, because the people at Veronat risked their safety to help our ships, Deton helped them in return. One of the ways the Tal Shiar keeps control over colony worlds is by denying or diverting needed supplies. Before the attack, Veronat's population had outgrown its water treatment capabilities. They tried to acquire another water filtration unit, but were blocked by lost shipments, denied paperwork, and other bureaucratic hassles. It could have meant disease and deprivation for your people. So the Maori reached out to Deton. He provided the water reclamation equipment Veronat needed, and even helped the colonists conceal it so it couldn't be damaged in a convenient accident. And yes, we do spend a great deal of time and effort gathering intel on both Starfleet and Klingon Empire, but we're not studying their defenses. We're learning about their political climates. Our relationships with the Klingons and Starfleet are still very fragile. They're being strengthened by people like you. But a shift in attitudes on the High Council or the Federation Council could mean disaster for us. The more we know about what's happening, the better we can react to it.
What do you make of all these changes?
I'm not saying that Deton is a complete innocent. None of us are. The political information could be used to sway decisions in our favor. The ship part and water reclamation equipment were smuggled illegally. But you have to look at the intent behind Deton's actions. He's trying to help people, not tear them down.
Can I show you another file?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Share the Knesset Ken Kushet Harazan intelligence file.
I didn't realize that the Tal Shiar had transferred prisoners to the Kinkuthanza system penal colony. Probably because there isn't a penal colony in the Kinkuthanza system. That's not the only discrepancy I'm detecting in this file. There's distinct signs of tampering. We need to figure out what they altered, and why.
I saw okay, hang on. Discrepancies as well.
Here's what I know. Most Tal Shiar prisoners fall off the grid completely. We don't know where they're taken, or what's being done to them, and that troubles Deton a great deal. We have, however, heard of a Tal Shiar facility called Installation 18 that appears to be a holding facility. Some prisoners would likely be taken there. As far as I know, your friend's sister has never been in the Theban system, much less been captured there. We did lose a militia ship there a few weeks ago, and one of my agents, Sub-Commander Avron, is still in Tal Shiar custody. Avron was trying to steal supplies from a Tal Shiar convoy when he was captured. It was risky, but they had critical supplies we couldn't get any other way.
Now, I found it interesting there how she brought Tovon's sister into this. Then again, I didn't read through that last document as clearly, so it might have actually had reference to Tovon's sister. Anyhow, can you cross-reference this file with your intelligence to gain some more context?
We don't know what the Tal Shiar is doing with their prisoners, but a lot more people are missing than we can account for. We have, however, found several references to a place called Installation 18. We're still tracking down where this facility is and what they're doing there, but we know that prisoners are taken there for an unknown purpose.
Installation 18. Didn't the humans have a place called Area 18? Continue.
Rina Kev hasn't shown up on any of our lists of the missing, but I have found references to someone with that name being a crew member on a cargo transport. As far as I know, the ship she was working on has never been to the Theban system. But if your friend can't find her, I'd be concerned. The Tal Shiar has a nasty habit of making people disappear. We did lose a ship in the Theban system recently, a small scout vessel. Its commander was one of my agents, and we have confirmed that Sub-Commander Avron is being held in Tal Shiar custody.
Continue.
Sub-Commander Avron was there doing reconnaissance for me. Tal Shiar convoys passed through that region of space, and there was one convoy that had vital supplies we need. The plan was a long shot at best, but Avron knew the risks when he took the assignment. Now that Avron is in custody and the convoy has made it safely to its destination, all we can do is try to figure out how to soldier on without the components that were in those ships.
What do you make of these changes?
Did Deton know about the plan to attack a Tal Shiar convoy? Yes. Does that make us criminals and terrorists? That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself.
Can I show you another file? I thought that was all of the files.
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Oh, we have shown all the files. What do you make of all of this?
We're fighting for our independence and the future of the Romulan race. We're short on supplies and allies and beset by enemies that see nothing wrong with murder, torture, and kidnapping. And they call us the terrorists. We've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have led us down roads that none of us wanted to take. But nothing we've done is anything as terrible as what the Tal Shiar is accusing Deton of doing. There are no innocents in a war, and that includes Deton. At least his motivations are clear. And I can't see what the Tal Shiar has to gain by framing him for these crimes.
Thank you for your help.
Captain, Charva's convinced that these files are genuine. She wouldn't be pushing us this hard otherwise. We need to sit down and show her the discrepancies we've discovered, preferably in front of a Tal Shiar computer, so we can open her eyes to the truth.
Continue.
If we contact her and say we're ready to join the Tal Shiar, but we need to discuss these files first, maybe she'll take us somewhere where we can prove to her that she's been lied to. There's a subspace communications hub in the lounge on Drozana Station's observation level that we can use to contact Charva.
Okay, so find this communicator. Contract.
I wasn't expecting to hear from you so soon. Are you ready to join the Tal Shiar?
I'm ready to join you and the Tal Shiar.
I take it that everything I provided checked out to your satisfaction?
Mostly, but I want to go over the details you sent. I need assurance that it is genuine.
That's a fair request. The Tal Shiar maintains a clandestine network of satellites throughout the quadrant. There's a listening post that's part of this network in the Aja system. It's near your current position and off the trade routes, so we should be able to meet privately. It's also connected to the rest of the Tal Shiar network, so we can go over the data in detail. I'm glad you've seen the light. You're joining the right side.
I'll see you there. Captain, before we leave Drozana Station, we should consult Commander Tamara. She might have more information about the Azura system. Ask Commander Tamara about the Azura system.
Was there something you needed?
Do you know anything about the Azura system?
It's remote and has little strategic value. If you're planning some shore leave after this is over, I'd suggest you go to Ryza instead.
I've just been there. It was good. I went surfing and did all sorts of things. Anyway. Oh yes, and I got this cool holographic pet, see? Anyway. So, the Azura system.
I can tell you, you're probably flying into a trap. The Tal Shiar invests a great deal of time and effort to spin a web of lies. They don't look favorably on people who try to expose them for what they are. If you're going to go, at least take some backup.
Can you consult the KDF and organize that for me? Klingon Defense Force.
That won't be too difficult. You've made a lot of friends. Send out a subspace burst if you need some assistance in the Aza system. They'll be waiting for your signal.
Yes, I think KDF stands for Klingon Defense Force. If you run into any roadblocks, talk to Gerdan. He's proven himself to be a worthy ally. Okay. So I think it's back to the ship. Not leave little holographic pet here. Depart system. Okay. Doesn't look to be that horribly remote to me, but okay, two separate adventures. That's too tiny to read.
Captain, we're detecting another ship in the system. It's Charva's ship, the IRW Aethra. They're signaling to us that Charva has already beamed over to the listening post, and that you and I should join her. But they say only us. We can't take a full away team.
Okay, that sounds about right. So beam aboard.
I hope we're able to make Charva see reason. She doesn't seem willing to accept that Tal Shiar is at the root of many of the problems of the Romulan people. It's not going to be easy to convince her.
Okay, no sudden moves. Okay, talk to Charva.
I am so glad to hear that you are considering my offer of joining the Tal Shiar. They offer safety and stability to all Romulans. You will not regret your decision.
Tovon and I wish to take a look at... Tovon and I wish to look... Tovon and I would like to work more closely with you, but first I need to go over some of the details with you.
I cannot blame you for wanting to do your due diligence. Seeing as you are about to join our ranks, I do not think the Tal Shiar would mind if we took a look at some of the intelligence files used to generate the reports I gave you. Just do not tell any of my superiors that we did this.
You do not have clearance yet.
Of course not.
This cannot be right.
What can't be right?
It appears as if some of the information that was included in the report I gave you does not line up with what is here. Several of the facts have been changed either here or in the report, and the results skew any conclusions that could be drawn.
We should check another file.
But I thought,
What's wrong?
these recordings don't line up with the report either. What's going on here? Who could have tampered with this evidence?
We still have one more file to check.
Has this file been tampered with?
What do you mean?
This is the same story as the others. This evidence doesn't match the report I shared with you. You knew about this, didn't you? That's why you had me look at these files. Did you alter this data to make me look bad? Are you trying to sabotage my career with the Tal Shiar?
I promise you I did not change anything. She looks very sad. This doesn't look good.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody. You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting of a Romulan. Tovan Kev, you are accused of aiding a known fugitive and conspiring against the Tal Shiar. Charva, you are relieved of command of your ship, pending the outcome of a court-martial. If you're lucky, that's all that will happen to you for betraying the Tal Shiar.
He looks shocked. I think it's a classic case of the ID photo doesn't match real life. I'm not going anywhere with you. Your ID photo doesn't match your real face.
We need to get out of here and return to our ship before the Tal Shiar send any more troops down here. Charva, you should come with us. You won't be safe with the Tal Shiar.
Free to beam up.
I've been informed by my Tal Shiar superiors that you and Charva are now to be considered enemies of the state. My orders are to apprehend you, alive if possible, but dead will work almost as well. Surrender, and I will be merciful to your crew. Resist, and let their deaths be on your head.
He looks familiar. Plus also, I thought I already was an enemy of the state in their eyes. You'll need more than just that one ship to take me down. Oh, me and my big mouth.
If you insist, how about a fleet of Tal Shiar warships? Will that convince you to surrender? Think of your crew. Spare them the pain and suffering this meaningless gesture will cause.
You don't think I'd show up here alone, do you? Did you? Captain, our friends from the Empire have checked in. They'll decloak at your signal. Signal the fleet. Don't get caught in crossfire. Uh-oh. Just taking a lot of damage. Skirt the edge of the battle rather than getting stuck into the center of it.
Captain, Subcommander Nadell is commanding the RRW Dahu. She has requested we transport Charva aboard so she can be taken to the proper authorities.
Okay, looks like we don't have any choice. Because I'd rather have talked to her a bit more myself, but beam her aboard.
Welcome aboard. Is this the Tal Shiar prisoner?
Yes, this is Charva.
This way, please. I'll leave you to it.
I'm sorry it came to this, Charva. I hope you can see that...
No. They're doing what they can for our people. I was the one who failed to live up to their expectations. And you were the one who steered me wrong. Just like Decoding has done to you.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Captain, Charva was a close friend, and we couldn't even convince her of our cause. We need to find something substantial to expose the Tal Shiar.
I'm afraid you might be right.
Charva's alive, but I expect she's going to face a lot of questions from intelligence. But if we couldn't change her mind, what'll it take to convince the Romulan people? How do we gather the proof we need? For now, we've done all we can. I recommend we leave the system before any Tal Shiar reinforcements arrive.
Yep, depart system.
You've done commendable work exposing the duplicitous nature of the Tal Shiar, but there is still more work to be done in order to actually discover what they have been up to. It's a shame that Charva is resisting our efforts to turn her to our cause. Perhaps with enough time, she'll see the Tal Shiar for the traitors to the Romulan people that they really are. In any event, you are proven to be a formidable addition to this fleet.
Okay. And we end up collecting all of the following items.
Time is short.
Congratulations, Commander.
Okay, we've just leveled. Okay, shields is always good. Ground abilities. Nothing yet. But we will have a new ability to add to the repertoire. Inside job in progress.
You'll find Commander Talmera on Drozana Station.
Okay. Well, we'll head back to Drozana Station and get ready for the next adventure. Okay, I believe there's a tiny bit more housekeeping that needs to be done. So just find a quiet spot to sit down and do some things. Okay. Right, so let's take a little look. Okay, these are the new items we've got, so just hit protect on all of those. Refine my dilithium and see what, if anything, we've unlocked. Yes, we've now played through recruits and allies. So we've got a new item to claim. Didn't find any tech. Hopefully we didn't miss it. If we did, we'll just have to replay that session. We're close to getting to rank 40. And, oh! Actually claim aha. I think we might have actually already claimed that. It's not coming up here. Got a starship component that we found floating around. So that'll just help with restoration and stuff. And yeah, we've still got reasonably better components and stuff going on than what we've just received as a reward. More dilithium to refine. Okay, and yes, we've got some new abilities. Oh, hang on, no, don't want to put my spacesuit on. Unlock tray. Because I should now have, if I can find it. Hang on, they've already plugged it in. Orbital strike. Which is how I shall solve all my problems going forward. Just call in an orbital bombardment. And a support fabrication drone. Anyhow, that's all we have time for in this play session. So, as always, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment in the comments section. If you're so inclined to do so, just remember to be nice and polite to one another. And until next time, be wary of tampered files. They're so time-consuming.